Obviously, a great win. They're all great. I thought. I thought that I thought we did some great things in the second half of the game. Um, the defense played well throughout, and made some plays. Obviously, there at the end to give us a chance to win it. I thought the offense in the second half made the plays they needed to do to win the game. Obviously, you always want to end that 4-minute drive on your terms, but we did make them use all 3 timeouts, which then allowed us to, in that game and those sort of things. So I thought that was a great team win, all across the board, offense, defense, and special teams, and I was just proud of the guys.
How do you explain the tale of two halves?
Yeah, everyone asked me that. If I knew that, we wouldn't have a tale of two halves. I've been thinking about it because Lord knows I want to know too. I just told the guys we have to have more belief, and I felt like I needed to have more passion in the second half. I think our guys needed that. They need to see me excited, and they need to see me yelling and stuff. So maybe I have to do that more in practice too.
Or was the halftime speech? Was that something else? Or?
No. Never in the history of football has a halftime speech won a game. Don't tell athletic directors that, because they pay us good money for those halftime speeches, but those things have never actually won a game before. It's coaching throughout the week. It's coaching adjustments during the game. It's players making plays. It's people believing in each other. It's guys playing with techniques and fundamentals. If it ever gets to a point that a halftime speech wins the game, I think you probably got more problems on your team than you do answers.
What about Hayden's difference from his first half to second half? Looked a lot more comfortable, playing a lot, he hit more passes. Did you notice that big difference too?
I'm going to be honest with you, except for, probably 2 throws, I thought Hayden played pretty well. I thought he saw it pretty well. I thought they did some nice adjustments on defense throughout in their game planning. I thought they did some nice adjustments, but in general, I thought that Hayden, minus those 2 passes, which whatever, but I thought he played pretty well, and he continues to do the things necessary to put us in a position to win games, and obviously we got to continue to score more points. That's something that's always going to be. I don't care if we put up 49 today. I would want 52. So we got to just continue to do that. But I think there's definitely some things we can build on.
How big was the pick six, and can you talk about how big of a game D.B. Harris had?
Well, I think that any time you get a non-offensive touchdown, it's going to be a big thing. We didn't give them; they earned a safety, and I put emphasis on that. They earned a safety. So it was big for us to come back on the other side and make a play. I thought the defense did a great job. I thought our coaches on defense did a tremendous job of preparing our kids. They got a couple things that they could see that really helped them out, and I thought our kids responded well to those coaching points, and we were able to execute pretty darn well.
And DV in particular.
Yeah, DV made a great play. He has a nose for the football, and he has a nose for making big plays and big moments. And I thought he did a nice job. A lot of times at the defensive line, there are moments when it's just one guy just coming off the edge, just dominating, right? But then there are other moments, most of the time, when all 4 guys are working together for a guy to get a sack. And I think you saw that tonight. I thought our interior guys did a great job of pushing the pocket back into Blackman, who I don't care if you're 6'5" like he is, and he is a large human. But I don't care if you're big like he is or if you're, 5'10" or 6'10", the pocket gets pushed back into you. It's just hard to operate back there, and I thought that we did a tremendous job with that.
First Sun Belt win. How does what's the significance of that?
You guys, it's like you asked me these questions just to set me up. The significance is we went 1-0, and it is. Significance is we went 1-0. It's no bigger or less big than any win. You work the same. You work just as hard for every single win. So they're all big. You want to start off the season on the right note. You want to start off conference play on the right note. You want to end it on the right note. So I mean, I think it was just it was a team that I thought was a good football team that we were playing, probably better than their record last year indicated, and even better than their record this year indicated. So I thought it was a good football team. Obviously, we didn't play our best football in the first half, and I don't think we played our best football in the second half, but we did a lot of things that gave us a chance to win the game.
JMU beat App today. They came back from a big deficit to win that. And it was a close game. This was a close game. This is kind of what you expect in the Sun Belt every
Yeah.
weekend out.
Yep. I mean, this conference is going to be that. I mean, this conference is going to be something where every game is going to be tight. If you ever feel like you have an insurmountable lead, you do not. So I think that we've got a bunch of really good football players in this conference, really tough players, and really good football coaches. And when you have that, every game's going to be close. Every game's going to be tight. We also have great fan bases that, like ours tonight, that make it tough to play in places like this and tough to play in those type of environments. So I think that it's always going to be a battle. So obviously I'm looking forward to it. That's why you coach. You coach to compete. You know what I mean? So that I'm looking forward to continuing to being able to compete each and every week in this conference.
Is your offense still figuring itself out, or is that true of any week?
No, I mean, we still have a lot of things we need to work on offense, and I think that there were some times we were just finishing a block away or maybe reading a block away or things to get the running game going. Obviously, other times, we weren't. Right? Obviously, other times we could have been much, much better. I thought there was a couple deep balls, and I shouldn't say a couple. There was one deep ball, obviously, that Hayden wishes he had back. Throw him across the field a little bit more, but we're still a work in progress. But I think even if we put up 49 tonight, we'd still be a work in progress. There'd still be a lot of things that we could do better on a play-in to play-out basis.
Coach, I think the word you used going into the week was reinvest. You wanted them to reinvest. I know hindsight's 20/20 now that you guys won, but were you happy with the way that they reinvested and got back to trust in the process?
I thought some guys did. I'm just gonna be honest. I think that some guys did. I think some guys are still in a wait-and-see mentality. And listen, what are there 130 teams in the country? So that they're in FBS, that means there's 130 teams that are talking about what I'm talking about right now. To think that you're going to have all 116 guys completely bought in, that's Pollyannish. That's not happening. But that's the goal, and that's my job, is to get that done. So we have to have that as a team, because it requires everybody to be bought in order for everybody to reach their maximum potential. Everybody's got to be bought in, or else the practice doesn't go the way we want it to, the games don't go the way we want it to, and the season doesn't go the way we want it to. So it's just something we've got to continue to work on. I've got to find those motivational factors for each and every kid, and that's what makes my job great. It's not there's no cookie cutter approach that's going to get that done.
What's Blake's injury and how bad is it?
Yeah, I'm excited about the way the running backs played. Blake is an extremely tough individual who's a huge part of our team, and we're going to be excited to get him back.
He dressed and almost played tonight, is that?
Yep. No one, if there's anybody on this earth who questions Blake's toughness, they are extremely, extremely wrong. Extremely wrong. He is a fun-loving, quirky, individual who loves his teammates and loves football, and is an extremely tough player.
On the safety, is that a situation, if you're aggressive on the punt block, that's just going to happen from time to time? No, not the safety, the
running into?
Yes, the running.
Well, no. If we use proper technique, we block the punt and we score a touchdown. So.
How did he miss the ball?
Well, we talk about very, we have a very specific way to block punts depending on where you are approaching the punt, and we didn't do it. You know, so we're going to continue to put our guys in position. You notice we went after the next one too. You know, we're not going to stop going after it because we missed it. We are going to occasionally run into the punter, and that's going to happen. But we need to use good technique, and we will not rough him. There's a difference. If that answers your questions, we will occasionally run into him, but we will not rough him if we use technique.
Was tonight a good example of how you missed Lala when he had gotten the bulk of those carries?
No, I think tonight was a great example of using a number of guys to be able to, you know, pull the game out and win. You know, and I think our running backs did a nice job. They're going to look back at it and they're going to see some holes that maybe they could have hit and maybe they could have done some things. But I also think they're going to look back and realize, hey, I made a heck of a run right there. You know what I mean? And I think that that's going to be really, really critical when they look at some of those sort of things, to be able to build that confidence to say, hey, you know, I'm ready to play. You know, I'm ready to play. I'm ready to go in there and help the team win. And I think that was critical.
Certainly a good run on the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good play call. You know, I really did. I thought that was a really good play call. It was a really well-blocked play. I don't care what you could call the world's greatest play. On a 2-point play, you're going to have to break an arm tackle, right? They got a lot of human beings. So, you know, no one has to play the deep middle or do any of those things. So there's going to be some human beings near the hole. You're going to have to break an arm tackle. So I thought Obi did a nice job on that one. I thought we executed that really, really well, and so, you know, I was excited about that.
You've had drama every week. How much is that teaching you as a head coach about game management?
It's teaching me that I need to continue to work out every day so that my heart is healthy. And I need to, people tell me like apples are a good source of natural energy. Got to keep finding those sort of things because, you know, got to make sure that I stay healthy because, you know, that's I got a pretty beautiful wife and 2 awesome kids, so I don't want to be one of those coaches who ends early there. So I got to make sure that I stay healthy because Lord knows these games are exciting.
Isaiah Page, he is contributing more. He seems to be getting better every game.
Yeah, I mean, when you have an injury like he had, it's going to take longer to come back and feel it. And part of it is mental, and part of it is physical, and part of it is knowing that I think the hardest part when you come back from an injury like that is the ebbs and flows, right? So there's a moment where you feel great. Hey, I'm back, I'm ready. And then all of a sudden you go to make a cut that you're used to making, and it doesn't work. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, now I'm never going to be back. I'm never going to be the same. And then you've got to battle through that, and then you keep going, and then you go. And I think he's continued to battle. You know, he is another really, really tough kid, both mentally and physically, and been excited about you know, the impact he's had.
He's had to battle a lot of things.
Yeah, and he's a tough kid, Really excited for every time he makes a play. I'm excited. You know, I mean, I'm excited for all these kids. You know, we have so many stories on this team, so many guys who have stories that they, you know, you guys don't need to know, but we as a team know, and I as a coach know, and man, we got some tough people on this team, and it really is a privilege. I mean that in all seriousness. I told them that last night. I told them that I think as a team that we need to be more thankful, and I said it starts with me. And I said, and I you know, I meant we, you know, because sometimes as a coach, you know, you see all the things we could do better and all the negatives and everything, and it can wear on you after time, you know. And I see it happen with coaches all the time, and I just think that we need to be more thankful, all of us, of just our opportunity to coach a great game, to play a great game, and to be with, you know, just the greatest guys you're ever going to know, you know, and just be around people. We all know guys who don't get to play anymore, right? Don't get to coach anymore. And I just told them we just need to make sure that we're very, very thankful. And how you show that thankfulness is with effort and passion on the field. Bueller, anything else?
Jason Henderson, D.V. Harris, Zach Coots, Hayden Wolf. Couple real quick notes. Henderson, 21 tackles, school record, most in FBS so far this season, 5th most in Sun Belt Conference history. D.V. Harris, 3rd career defensive touchdown, school record. That's it. Open it up for questions.
Tall guy,
Yeah.
almost as tall guy. Hey, Ricky couldn't really answer this, but in your opinion, what was the difference in the offense in the first half, between the first half and the second half?
I think it was just a matter of going out and playing our game. You know, we started pretty slow in the first half, but you know, we kind of regrouped as an offense. You know, got some energy that first drive out of the half. You know, really you know, kind of pushed us forward. And you know, it's just the fight in us. Each week they preach going 1-0. You know, the fact that we were down whatever it was, 12-0, anything like that. You know, we just said new game 0-0. You know, it's time to go out there and execute our plays, and that's what we did. We went out there and executed like we were supposed to.
Zach, what about you? What did you notice in the biggest thing between the first and second half?
Yeah, you know, a lot of it, you know, just us as players, you know, we look at each other and we hold each other to a high standard, and you know, the coaches can you know, talk to us and talk about execution and doing the things that we know we can do, but you know, we all just look at each other in the locker room and like, we know what we're capable of, and you know, it's time for us to show that. Like Hayden said, we came out a little bit slow in that first half, but really all of us together, we played complementary football, you know, and that's what any team wants, any coaches, all the coaches want. You know, offense helps defense, defense helps offense, and the special teams, you know, the cherry on the top.
David, did you catch that ball or did it catch you?
I caught that one. You know, they teach us to look it in, so I caught that one.
How big was that play that you observe on the side? I mean, I know you guys are 1-0 on the next play, but man, how'd that charge up your guys when you got back to the sideline?
It was definitely a big play, but I don't really believe in momentum. I believe in no matter what happened, it's more about the response. And yeah, we were really teed up, and a lot of guys were everywhere, but we were also preaching to each other like, let's finish this thing. So we just got a real good group of guys, and it was a big momentum changer, but we kept the main thing, and that was going 1-0.
I have a question. What was going on in the first quarter? Like, why was there no gain in any score or anything?
Yeah, I think we just started a little bit slow. You know, we just have to do a better job of taking practice to the game, you know, initially. And we definitely started a little bit slow in the first half on offense, but at the same time, like Zach said, it's complementary football. You know, the defense kept us in the game in the first half. They played lights out. I mean, 21 tackles from Jason is insane. You know, I'm glad we didn't play against him. But, you know, he'll tell you we're best friends. We hang out every single day, so I couldn't be any more proud of him. And same with Davey. You know, he's an unbelievable player. He's my locker buddy. We sit next to each other in the locker room, just chop it up all the time about whatever. And so, I mean, I'm really, really happy and thankful for the defense that they were able to keep us in the game. But overall, it's just taking practice of the game and starting faster.
Hayden, James, you came back to beat App State today. They're down like 28-3, and this was a close game. Is this kind of what you're going to expect in the Sun Belt week in and week out?
Yeah, I'm just, you know, going to take this one in a little bit and look forward to next week, going 1-0 against Liberty. So, you know, the Sun Belt Conference is arguably one of the hottest conferences in college football right now, and I know we're excited to be a part of it.
Jason, 21 tackles. You're like a vacuum there, man. What's been your key this year? And obviously, you don't show any signs of slowing down here.
The biggest thing for me is I just play like with the mentality of I can make every play on the field, and I take things personal if I don't make a play. If there's a play that I think I could have made that I don't make, I take it personal. I sit back, think about it, and then I just go out on the next play. Like Hayden's been saying, 1-0 and just keep moving, keep going.
What's it feel like to be playing in a different league with different teams? Who hasn't spoken yet? Have you spoken yet?
Yeah, I can do that. I mean, same thing with any team. We try and look at, you know, it doesn't really matter who we're playing. We have the same process each week, and you know, being consistent, you know, that's one of the biggest things. It doesn't really matter who we're playing. You know, it's a nameless, faceless opponent at the end of the day. We do our scouting reports, we do our preparation, and you know, it's not like we prepare any differently for one team opposed to another. Game plans change and things like that. But as far as like a grand scheme looking at it, changing conferences, we're playing different teams, but the process stays the same for us.
Hey, on the opening drive of the second half, you guys kind of had to foot on the gas there, kind of go in tempo. Why don't you do that more often?
It's just a matter of going out there and executing the plays. They were there for us in the first half, and we missed some of them, whether it was missing a read, missing a block, missing a throw, and it's just finding a way to click early like we did in the second half. We're going to continue to use tempo to our advantage. Our guys, our offense plays well with tempo. So just continue finding ways to execute each play. That's all it comes down to.
Zach, is there some kind of kinship or partnership that you have with Ali, and that you guys are opposite sorts of weapons, but you playing off each other?
Yeah, I mean, we're just having fun out there. At the end of the day, we're out there, we're just playing football. We all love football, and that's why we do what we do. That's why we wake up every single day, and work our butts off, in the weight room, out on the field, and at practice. And, we're brothers at the end of the day, and like offense, defense, and special teams, like everybody together. And we can go in there. I don't think there's a single guy, and I don't really know how many teams you can really save for us, but you could have any guy talk to any guy on our team about really anything. We're one group or one unit together, and in that second half, we really kind of showed just the beginning of how we can really do that, and when we do, because I know we'll be able to play a complete game like that, and we'll be a force to be reckoned with.
You and Ali tight at all?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and we're boys. We watch House of Dragons every Sunday. It comes over to the house. But that type of stuff's important too, though. Is we're with each other in facility all day long, but having that time outside of football too, and really getting to know guys, what their goals are, some of the things, their ambitions, things they're trying to do. We're there for each other.
Do you ever see Ali running down the field and think, "Oh my God, I can't believe they left him open again"?
Yeah, that's a lot of our scheme. Our coaches do a phenomenal job game planning, and we have the guys that go out there and execute the plays. So, when I see something like that, it's almost like I kind of take a deep breath and just say, all right, I can punt this ball to him and it'll still be an explosive. But it's all a scheme. And we have great players surrounding me, our offensive line. On that deep play in the second half to Ali, I could have sat back there and gone through the reads again. The O-line did a phenomenal job against Arkansas State team that has really good pass rushers.
Fellas, going into Liberty next week, I know last year that was a game that you all played in. They're going down to their place. How do you all feel about going into that next week, playing against someone first in the house?
I feel like we all have the same mindset. It's not really about revenge, but it's more so about us. Like we're at home again. We got the home crowd, but it's about us kind of proving what we can do. And I know our locker room we're gonna be real anxious to come out and start how we want to start.
I agree with him. ODU plays its best football when we're all playing for each other. So I think the biggest thing for us is to not worry about who we're playing, but just continue to do what we do and execute the plays that we play, and we'll be all right.
Anything else for the players?
I got one more. Hey, is this offense a good offense that just can't be consistent yet? And you think that'll come?
Absolutely. We show flashes of what we can be, and it's just a matter of finding ways to get that to click earlier. Like I said, we have so many playmakers, phenomenal O-line, phenomenal coaching staff. It's just a matter of getting everything to click in place, at the right time. And, we're working towards it. Our offense has potential to be great, and I'm looking forward to being a part of it and seeing our growth each week.
All right, you guys good?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.